In this lecture, we will use many of the things that we just learned about CSS Grid. And now we are building this pricing section in our previous project that we were building. So first thing first, I want you to download the starting files from the video's description. After downloading, I want you to open those files into your VS Code so we can start building our pricing section. Now after that, open your index.html file, and in this file, this time I already added the HTML code for pricing section, and we just need to style our website in our CSS file. Now open your style.css file, and at the end of this places section, we are going to continue styling our pricing section. So I am just adding a comment that this is our pricing section. And right now our pricing section is looking like this. And after applying styles to this section will look like this. So let's start building this section. First thing that we need to style from this section is this section pricing. So just copy this class name and paste it in your CSS file like this. And after that, first thing that we need to apply to this section is our margin at the top and at the bottom. So using our margin property, and for top and bottom, I want to add 7 rem of margin, and for left right just set it to 0. And now you can see we have some space at the top and bottom of this section. And after this I want to add just 1 rem of padding to all 4 sides of this pricing section. Now after applying padding, please go back to index.html file. Now I want you to copy this pricing heading class from our index.html and just paste this class into your CSS file. Now in here, I just want to center this text. In order to do this, we just need to use our text align property and just set it to center. Now after hitting save, you can see our text in this container is now centered. And now after this, I want to apply style to this span element. Now how we can select this span element? As you can see, this span element is in pricing heading. So first we are going to select this one, and then we can easily select our span element. And also we can select our heading and this paragraph to style if needed. So first I am selecting here our price heading, and then in this we have our span element. And first thing that I want to do here is to increase size of this span to 1 rem. And now I want to change its color. And to change the color, we just need to use our color property. And here I am using this color, hashtag 4F46E5. Now after changing color, we just need to increase the font weight to 600 like this. Now after changing font weight, our text is now in bold. Now after this, we need to select this heading by selecting our pricing heading, and in this we have our heading, which is this H1. So just select this. Now here first thing that we need to do is to increase the size, and I am setting it to 3 rem like this. Now increasing its font weight, and I am setting its value to 700. Now at last, to give some space between this pricing and this paragraph, I am just adding margin top and bottom of 1.5 rem, and we don't need for left and right, so I am setting its value to 0. Now we have some space between this pricing and this paragraph. Now after this, I want to change the color of this paragraph, and I am setting it to hashtag 333 like this. And now it's time to select this pricing grid container. Just copying this line and now pasting it into our style.css file. Now here, to build these 3 cards, I am using display grid property. Now in this pricing grid container, you can see we have these 3 card elements. One, this is second, and this one is third. And after this, I am using our grid template column property to create 3 columns by using repeat function. and here we need 3 column, and here the second value is 1 FR. And now you can see we have 3 column in this grid container by simply using our display grid property and using this grid template column property. And this is how easy it is to create a multi-column layout using display grid property. Now after this, I want to add gap of 2 rem between these columns. And at last, we need some space at the top of this grid container. So just using our margin top property, and I am setting its value to 2.5 rem like this. Now after this, we are going to style our pricing cards. In order to style these, we first need to copy the class name, which is this pricing card. Just copying its name, and I am pasting it in our CSS file. Now in here, first thing that I am going to do is to setting the width our card to 384 pixels. Now after this, I am just adding a border of 1 pixel solid, and now the color that I am using for this border is this hashtag D1D5DB. Now in our pricing card we need some space inside of our card, so we can give space by using our padding property, and I am setting its value to 2.5 rem. And after this we just need to add some border radius to our card. Now to add border radius we just need to use our border radius property, and here I am setting its value to 1.5 rem. Now in order to position these items horizontally center, I am using justify self property, and I am setting its value to center. Now it's time to style the card content. So just go back to your index.html file, and here is our class that we want to select, which is card content. Just copy and paste it in your CSS file. Now in here, first I am using our display flex property, and now you can see our content is now side by side, which I don't want. Now in order to position all of these 4 elements one after the other, we just need to use flex direction property, and here the value we need is this column. Now you can see our content is just like before, and now here we can use our gap property, so we can give space between all 4 elements that is inside this container. So here I am setting its value to 1.5 rem, and now we have some gap between all of these. Now at last I just want to add margin bottom to give some space at the bottom of this container. Now after this I want to style this span element, and as you can see this span element is in this card content. So first we can select this card content, and after that we can select our span. Now here I am just selecting our card content, and now after this, and in this card content we have our span. First of all I want to change its font size, and I am setting it to 2.5 rem. And after this I want to increase the line height, and I am setting its value to 2.5 rem. Now at last just changing its font weight to 700 like this. And now we are going to style this card button. So just copying its class name and pasting it in our style sheet. First we need to get rid of this horizontal line which is at the bottom of our link. So using our text decoration property, and I am setting its value to none. Now after this I want to change its font color, which I want to set it to hashtag 4F46E5. Now we need to add the border, which is of 2 pixel solid, and the color of the border is hashtag C7D2FE. And now we also have border of 2 pixels around our button. Now after this I want to center this text that is inside of our button. So to center we just need to use our text align property and just set it to center. And now I want to give some space inside of our button at top and bottom. Now here I am using the padding property, and for top and bottom I am setting its value to 0.7 rem, and for left and right I am just setting it to 0. And after saving you can see we have some space at top and bottom in our button. And last thing that we need to add to this button is this border radius of 5 pixels. And after this, just adding transition property all, and for duration I am setting it to 0.3 seconds. And now we have nice rounded border around our button. Now after this I am just selecting its hover state, and here I am just changing its border color to hashtag A5B4FC. Now if I hover to our button, you can see the border of our button is changing its color. Now after this I want to change the background color of this button. Now here is this popular class, just copying its name. Now here we are changing the background color of this button to hashtag 4F46E5. Now after this we need to change its font color to white. And now I want to remove the border from this button, which we can remove by using border property and setting its value to none. Now after this I am selecting its hover state, and here I just want to change its background color. And here I just change its background color to hashtag 6366F1. And now if I hover to our button, you can see this nice little effect. Now we are going to style these list items. And to style these list element, first we need to select this pricing UL, just copying its name and pasting it into our style sheet. Now here I just want to center our text in this UL container. So just using text align and setting its value to center. In this pricing UL container, as you know, we have our list element, and we can select this by first selecting pricing UL, and after that we can easily select our list elements. Now first we need to get rid of these bullet points, which we can by using list style property and just setting its value to none. Now after this I am just adding padding of 1 rem to all 4 sides of these list items. And after this I want to change its font size to 1 rem. And now I want to add border at the bottom of all these list element, but I don't want to add the border bottom at this last element. So how we can do this? We can do this by simply selecting this pricing UL, and in this we have li, and here we can use this not last child. Now here I am adding border bottom of 1 pixel solid, and color is hashtag triple E, like this. And now you can see we have this nice border at the bottom of all these list items other than this last one by simply using this selector. Now at last we just have this footer element, so just select this footer. We just need to change its background color to hashtag triple three. Now after this I just want to change the color to white, and right now our text is not at the center, so just using our text align property, and I am setting it to center. Now to give some space inside this container I am just using 3 rem of padding like this. Now we have this nice footer at the bottom of our web page, and now I just want to add some media queries to this pricing section so we can make our design responsive. Right now if I inspect our web page, and if we check responsiveness of our web page, it's not looking good. And now here at the width of 1024 pixel, I am going to add a media query in which we can add some styles. Just I am copying media query. Now here we need to apply style on this width, and I want to change this pricing grid container, and here I am going to change grid template column to 1FR. Now after applying these styles and coming back to our browser, if we decrease the size of our window, you can see after hitting the breakpoint of 1024 pixel, we have only one column. And this is how easy it is to make a responsive design using display grid and just changing its number of columns to 1FR. And by doing this, before we have 3 columns and now we have 1 column. Now the second thing that we need to change here is on this breakpoint, we need to reduce the size of this heading. Just I am copying these styles and I am pasting in our media query. And here we just need to change the font size to 2 rem like this. Now you can see our heading is looking better. And at last I just want to decrease this margin top, and now here is the selector. I am just copying its name. Now in here I just want to decrease the margin for top and bottom. And that's it. And this is the final look of our website. And with this, we successfully completed building our pricing section and this whole website. And that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join this exciting web development journey with us. And if you have any questions or suggestions, you can put those in the comment section below. Until next time, keep coding and keep creating. I will see you in the next video.